Hi friends, welcome to the session. So in this video, we are going to see about the data analytics, which is part of the data management. So if you are referencing the data analytics, which is a broad coverage of data pre-processing, various tools, and like kind of algorithms and all. And within that, we are going to talk about the data management. So, as a first aspect, first we have to understand what exactly the data is and what do you mean by different architectures. So, in this video, we are going to see about designing of data architecture and manage the data for analysis. How we are going to design the data for architecture and managing the data for analysis. A data architecture should set data standards for all its data systems as a vision or a model of the eventual interactions between those data systems. Some standards must be followed by the users, and as well as at the time of populating the data, we need to observe some kind of the standards. And data integration, for example, should be dependent upon data architecture standards, since data integration requires data interaction between two or more data systems. One thing we need to observe actually, so rather always going with the single source of the data, it is always preferable to handle multiple source of the data. That is one important thing. And second important thing is from different organizations, people may use these kind of the data. So in between different kinds of the data systems, the integration must be required. Okay, so the data architecture in part describes the data structures used by a business and its computer application software. So in a simplest way, you can define the data architecture like the combination of the data structures. So data structure is nothing but organization of the data or structuring the data or arrangement of the data, and based on the corresponding application software. Maybe if I am using data mining kind of the tools, or some kind of the data analytics tools like R and SPSS kind of thing. So in that particular case, there should be some kind of the uh, convergence and communication between these two, like data structures and as well as the application software. And next thing is data architecture address data in storage and data in motion. So maybe the fixed storage, and sometimes the data might be moving from one location to another location, and these describes the data stores and groups of the data items and mappings of those data artifacts. Artifacts means various things in the design of the programming or in the design of the data structures of data qualities, applications, and as well as the locations. And generally, the data architecture describes how data is processed, stored, and utilized in an information system. It deals with the processing, storage, and as well as the utilization. It provides criteria for data processing operations so as to make it possible to design data flows and also control the flow of the data in the system. It fundamentally it allows design of the data flows, and at the same time, it also control the kind of the flow. And the data architect is typically responsible for defining the target state, what exactly the outcome we are going to achieve, and alignment of these particular things during the development process, and then following up to ensure enhancements are done in the spirit of the original blueprint. Whatever the things we have started as a part of that particular original document, the same kind of the same achievements should be followed until the completion of this particular architecture. And during the definition of the target state, while defining the target state, the data architecture breaks a subject down to the atomic level and then builds it back up to the desired form. So it's not possible to achieve all the things at a time. So there is a chance of breaking down all these particular things based on the levels of the representation. So in general, the data architecture breaks the subject down by going through three traditional architectural process. Might be conceptual, which represents all the business entities; logical, which represent the logical flow of how entities are related, how one entity is related with another entity; and physical, the realization of the data mechanism for a specific type of functionality. Maybe in that particular organization we are having some thousand developers, and they are developing these kind of the data science and machine learning kind of the projects. So based on their requirement, these things should be realized. And what do you mean by physical data architecture? So this thing is very important, friends. The reason is maybe conceptual and logical can be changed dynamically, but physical data architecture, an information system is part of the technology plan. So suppose I need to establish some kind of the servers, or else I need to establish a Hadoop cluster. So initially I have to verify whether the corresponding requirement are satisfied by this existing architecture, or do we need to establish a new thing. These are all the important aspects. As its name implies, the technology plan is focused on the actual tangible elements to be used in the implementation of the data architecture design, whether the possibility or feasibility must be there related to this physical data architecture. And which are all the elements of this particular data architecture? We need to consider certain elements, friends, during the design phase of the data architecture schema. Administrative structure that will be established in order to manage the data sources, that must be described. We need to describe that. Also, the methodologies that will be employed to store the data must be defined. And it is also important to design interfaces to the data by other systems, as well as a design for the infrastructure that will support common data operations, that is emergency procedure, data imports, data backups, external transfers of the data. And while managing any project, there may be a failure of the machine. So in that particular case, how we are going to achieve these particular things should be addressed by the data architecture on. And now let me define a data architecture in a concised way. So like data architecture basically deals with the designing, constructing data resources, and data architecture provide a method of design, construct, and as well as the implement a fully integrated business driven data source that include real world objects and events onto appropriate operating environment. Whatever the things we are taking, it should cover the design aspects, construction and implementation, the reality. And data architecture is one of the pillars of the enterprise architecture, no matter whether you are using and even the data architects, like design of the databases and identification of these particular constructs. All these are the important considerations related to the data architecture. The other pillars are the application architecture, business architecture, and integration architecture. And thereafter, the data architecture pillar is the definition or blueprint of the data design, which will be used in achieving the implementation of a physical database. Okay, so the data architecture can be compared to house design, where all the descriptions of the house structure to be built, from the choice of materials, sizes and styles of the rooms and roofing, layout of the plumbing and electrical structures are described in the blueprint. So as per the requirement of the owner, so he can discuss with the builder, and he can design the appropriate aspects. Similarly, the data architecture does the same kind of the activities based on the required software to be designed. And in this design of a architecture is a complex process, friend, because it's one of the pillar of the corresponding organization, involve relating abstract models to real life business activities and entities before implementing the database design, and finally setting up the IT hardware infrastructure. And if the data architecture is not stable or robust, a failure at one point can save a wave of failures that can cause the whole system to break down and result in a lot of monetary loss to the organizations. We should be very careful. So if the data architecture team is not good, and the same kind of the things cannot be replicated to all the developers or designers, then this is a disaster. Reason is that failure may reflect in the entire activities of the development process. Okay, and the data architecture breaks down subjects into atomic level, and then builds up the team again to the desired form during the definition of the target state phase. And in breaking the subjects, like there are three traditional architecture processes to be considered. The conceptual aspect represent all the business entities and as well as its related attributes. Logical aspects represent the entire logic of the entity relationships, and the physical aspects is the actual data mechanism for particular types of the functionality. These three are conceptual, logical, and as well as the physical notations. And the general framework of the data architecture takes into consideration three vast aspects of the whole information system. The first is the physical data architecture, which is focused on the actual tangible hardware elements, depending upon the bulk of the data to be processed and the number of data consumers who may be accessing the data warehouse simultaneously. Investment in the physical data architecture includes buying top of the line computer servers, routers, and other network paraphernalia. Okay, so the peripheral. So actually, the peripheral specifies that the periphernalia. Okay, the periphernalia specifies that. So suppose that if I am working with any architecture, like I want to design the star topology or ring topology. Okay, so the fernalia specifies that which are all the architectures, which are all the things related to LAN, WAN, or MAN kind of thing, network topology kind of thing. Okay, so the second aspect, friends, here the pertains to the elements of the data architecture. For instance, the structure of the administrative section of the implementing company and how data is used within the section should be described in the data architecture to become the basis for the data models. The third aspect, as usual, pertains the forces at work, which can have various influences and constraints which will potentially affect the design. So these forces include economics, business policies, enterprise requirements, technology drivers, and data processing needs. When all these are considered, implementation of data warehouse of any information system can be guided accordingly. So in the next session, we are going to see about the architecture, model, policies, and how you can observe these enterprise requirement, technology drivers, economics, and business policies, data processing needs. Okay, and then logical, physical, and as well as the implementation levels of the corresponding data architecture. So this is what the fundamental requirement of the data architecture. Friend, it's not a complex thing, but definitely the entire aspects of the development depends on this particular data architecture. Okay, so we should be very careful while referring the appropriate aspects of this data architecture. Okay, thank you.